The two brothers, I ended up working here because I ended up working in this spot, actually in 1984, with a guy called Alan Bennett, who taught me cutting, and he actually took over Davies Son in the 90s.
Right.
And then I went back with Alan. That's how I'm back in Davies Son
So this
now.
place obviously is classically like all of this road. It's just got a story to tell, hasn't it?
It has. It's
Let's have a
So
look.
wander down.
It's been the Savile Row was traditionally all owned by, it was the original Harley Street, really. It was all the surgeons and doctors
Oh, right,
were down
okay.
here.
Watching.
Right.
And the tailors came along bit by bit and infiltrated and forced them up into Harley Street, and we took over. And we won't let them back in.
But I think I'm right in saying this side's changed quite dramatically over the years.
Yeah, when I first started, every shop down here was a traditional
I'm
tailor.
more like the other side, like old school buildings.
Yeah, they've always been there, but down here there were lots of small tailors. There was Norman's, Chapman's, Edward Sexton. There's two fantastic shops down here. Then there was Alan Bennett's shop. Along here was Chittleborough Morgan, which were the remnants of the Tommy Nutter company.
Yeah.
Then you had Tobias, Welsh and Jeffries. Malcolm Plugs had a small shop. Baron Harold, the shirt makers, and on the very corner was the old impressive Anderson and Shepherd shop.
Wow.
So, as the street always had in that sense two personalities in terms of the side of the
I
road?
think so. It was always the bigger guys on that side with the bigger premises, and on this side it was
That's obvious.
smaller.
Yeah.
The buildings are different, aren't they?
Yeah. This used to be upstairs here. Henry Paul's used to have workshops up here, but traditionally it's always been more office space or residential. Whereas that side has been predominantly more tailoring, where
So a lot of that side haven't changed for years, has it?
no, they're very old buildings. They leak and creak.
Yeah.
Every time there's a bit of heavy rain. Honestly, I've worked in them, so nothing's changed really.
Yeah.
We talked about this before, about the fact that just over that side there is Golden Square.
Yeah.
In practical terms, you can't have everything here, can you? You can't have machines, you can't have loads of cloth. So how does that all break down?
Well, the Savile Row used to refer to the whole area, not just particularly this 80 yards of street.
Okay.
There used to be shops in Old Burlington Street, Cork Street, Maddox Street. People used to keep cloth here. Wayne Shield used to have big premises on number 2.
Yeah.
Massive woolen merchants, you know. So it did all more of it used to be here, closer on site, with plenty of workshops over in the Soho area.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's pretty much it's still the same, it's just a condensed version of it these days.
Yeah.
When do you reckon the moment crossed over, again, not from personal experience, but obviously you had to turn from being a street that had, as you say, doctors and dentists and whatever. When did the term become synonymous with people tailoring?
I would think it would be probably the late 1800s, early 1900s. I mean, all the heads of state from all around the world used to come here for their clothes in those days.
Well, there were many tailors abroad. There was no history of tailoring.
There was,
You know,
especially in Europe.
So why London?
I think it's just the standards. The standards were higher here. You know.
Yeah, the quality and the
quality,
cloth and stuff.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it goes down to the military tailoring, all the top regiments. And, but even the foreign countries used to get the uniforms made over here.
Yeah.
Because of the quality.
And of course, that also means that I guess people travel from far afield to come and work here. So So it's kind of a real colourful alliance of tailors.
It's a melting pot, especially after the Second World War. There was a big displacement of populations, obviously in Europe, and a lot of the top tailors in Europe came here looking for work, which bolstered our industry and was still heavily relied on them.
Brilliant. I'm Mark Webster, he's Mark Baxter, it's sunny, we're out, and we've got company. Mr. What are we gonna? Should we go with the full title?
I think full title.
It's Patrick Murphy, of course. Obviously.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Your title at your particular establishment is?
Head cutter, part owner.
Head cutter. Some people might think barber. No. Because we are in Savile Row, aren't we, Pat?
We are in Savile Row.
And this is your world and your trade.
That's true. Yeah, it has been for 41 years this year.
41 short years.
Yeah.
But guess what?
You're in the news.
Exciting news for anyone who's ever been in Savile Row, because as you can see up here in the brand new issue of GQ, with Mr. Ben Affleck on the front,
Hey, Flick.
apparently Savile Row's back.
Yeah, they're saying that Savile Row's back. It's never been away anywhere. It's been existing quietly here for 250 years.
Very well, thank you.
Yeah, and we're doing all right. Yeah.
I do like the fact though, and this is the great thing about Savile Row, is if GQ with its brand new issue comes along and says, guess what, you need to know about this place.
Yeah.
That's information that needs to be passed on because it's happened for generations, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we do get things like the GQ article every few years it comes along, and it is good to. It's a very quiet industry, bespoke tailoring, the high end of it. It exists, but it doesn't get a lot of attention, really. So when something like the GQ magazine comes along, we are grateful for it.
Yeah.
And it gives out good information.
And that's a really extensive article. There's really, a lot in there, isn't there?
Yeah, and it's got details on quite a lot of good people,
Yeah,
that are integral to
So
the
they've
heart
done
of the
research
industry.
and just like an easy, quick.
No,
places, yes.
they did ask us a few things before they came in and
Okay.
did it, so they did do their research.
So that's good.
Very
I
good.
suppose that's the important point, is that of course what GQ's talking about here is, here's literally people you can go and see and get a thing done. Now, of course, these aren't necessarily people that have been here 200 years, 100 years, 50
No.
years. It's a changing scene, isn't it, all the time?
It's a changing scene. It's changing a lot now. In the last 15 years, it's changed a lot. Far more women are involved in the industry.
Good.
It's not so matriarchal as it, or patriarchal as it was before.
Yes,
patriarchal.
Which is welcome.
All about Pat,
And
obviously, yeah.
it's softened the nature of the business up for a good way, I think.
Yes.
Do you think, why has GQ, do you think, decided to go now? Have you got a sense that perhaps there's a little bit more awareness around the row at the moment?
Which one is GQ have done little things on us in the past, so
Right.
they have periodically shone their torch on us.
From your point of view, I mean, you've got your shop, there's a whole variety of shops here. Is there a sense where pretty much anybody could have a little bit of a Savile Row experience? Down to a hat or a handkerchief is what I'm thinking.
Well, of course, most of the shops down here sell other things apart from a £6,000 suit. So like the little Chanel dress, none of them buys a black Chanel dress, but women can buy lipstick or perfume or nail varnish.
Yeah, Chanel, yeah.
They have the association. So it's a bit like that down here.
And we're stood next to, just over here was a massive cough shop.
That's right.
That was part of the furniture for ages then, wasn't it?
Not for me personally, no, but...
Never visited there.
No.
Never overnight stayed it.
No, I
West End Central was it?
was very lucky, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there used to be one here and one in Vine Street, just down the end of the road
yeah.
as well. Used to be two.
Because what the overspill.
Close proximity.
Yeah. I mean, that's the point about this area, isn't it, really? I mean, it's posh, but it's got a racy side as well, isn't it, going back across the centuries?
I mean, you got Mayfair there. You go the other side of Regent Street, you got Soho, and back in the 60s, 70s, and before, Soho was a completely different animal.
Seedy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so too.
But there's always been a rumour that the tailors used to have like a brothels upstairs. Do you know that story?
I don't know.
Oh no,
Mark, yeah.
I read that in my research. I thought I'll just
Good man.
run it past you just in case.
No, new one to me.
Not so much recently, but in the old days.
I can imagine that.
Like a gentleman's afternoon out, basically.
Well, exactly. I mean,
You go and get measured for a suit and have a little bit.
While
of,
you're there.
slap and tickle upstairs.
no, I mean, getting measured in
I didn't get
so many different
inside
ways.
I didn't get told that at the London College of Fashion when I went there. But,
I'm just going to come on to that. Your story. How did you get involved with Savile Row from the very start?
my father was a tailor, came over from Ireland. He worked in Savile Row. I worked in the replica shop when I left school for 4 years, got made redundant. I was out of work for a little bit, and through a friend of my dad's, I ended up coming in really just it wasn't actually necessarily to learn tailoring. It was just a job to answer the phone, hoover up, run around, and I'm still doing it.
Yeah, works well. I think the big thing here is, it's kind of like basically what we bang on about Clobbered all the time, is again, I reckon the reason that GQ is so happy to talk about Savile Row is this thing about where fashion stops and style starts, and where it all overlaps. Because this isn't a place to come and get a pair of trousers that will last 6 months, is it?
No, it's not. So could take up to 6 months to make them for you.
That's a good point.
If you want
A fashion for you.
Yes.
Yeah,
we even got them on.
Yeah, when we can cater for any look anybody wants, we can make anything, but most of our clients tend to want something that's permanent, and style isn't fashion. Style doesn't go in and out of fashion. Style is permanent.
What also found interesting in reading that was the apprenticeship angle. Like, these guys obviously learning on the job, but you also did London College of Fashion. Is that right to say that?
Yeah.
Was that 3 years or something?
That was 3 years, because I was learning cutting in the shop with Alan Bennett, and
So you learn on the job and plus
and then I went to London College of Fashion to do the tailoring side of it.
big commitment and to get.
Yeah, we have to learn. You have to know both sides, really.
Yeah.
And of course, the other big deal is perhaps it happened in the old days, I don't know, you can enlighten me, is that coming to Savile Row is one thing, but not everyone can come to Savile Row, so Savile Row goes to the people, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, well, most of the guys down there, and us included, we do a lot of travelling to see our customers. We're worldwide based. Over 50% of our turnover comes from the USA, so
Wow.
we're out there 4 times a year. Other companies down there, they go to Asia, Middle East, we go to a lot of places in Europe, so we do travel a lot.
I suppose the point is that what people are looking to buy into and pay for is fundamentally a Savile Row stand
It is,
at the end of the day.
So the name travels, doesn't it? The name travels everywhere, doesn't it?
To be honest, there's been no synonymous culture in these countries. They haven't had what we've had over here.
Is that right?
They've had
tailors,
tailors.
Italy and things like that, but nothing like this, no?
Italy's probably only the other country
Right, fair
that
enough.
has got it. But if you go to Germany, Switzerland, they all had tailors, but there was nothing of the reputation or ilk of this 100 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the amazing thing. It is 100 yards.
Yeah.
People have had to come and go. Who's down here now that are kind of names that people might understand and know?
What, from the old companies like Henry Paul, been going since 1804, been in Savile Row since the mid 1800s.
The dinner jacket that became known as the tuxedo.
That's right, that came from their shop. Big companies like Gibbs and Hawkes, that was a military tailor and a naval tailor, collaborated and got that big shop on the corner, number one.
Sort of house has got their own sort of house style. Was that right to say that?
Slightly,
Or
yeah.
Has that changed over the years?
There is the opposite. You've got, you could say, like an Anson and Shepherd suit, which is softer tailoring, and the rest would tend to do a bit more rigid, more military style structure in the garment. The house style, there's little nuances. And it's down to the individual cutter as well. You might have 4 cutters in one shop, but they'll be slightly different from each other.
Oh yeah, so you could. I bet some of you lot could go. Oh, that's one of Dave's. Well, that's one of Norman's.
To a degree, yeah.
There's nothing we need to refer to in here. Is the reason that obviously Pat, Davies Son is at home. Sorry, Patrick Esquire.
If you don't mind.
Exactly right. Give me his formal title. The basement is the home of the club, as well we know of Davies Son, and we are eternally grateful for our spot next to the iron. He sits next to the iron.
I love the iron. Love it.
It's always on because they're always working.
Blimey.
What's handy about that is in this article it transpires that Davies Son is also the social hub. Because there's an interview with you in here in which apparently after events and shenanigans, the shop's often where people get back to.
There's a few occasions down here a year, and all the shops are open to the public or invited guests, and it does seem to be our ones where a lot of the people from the trade end up or want to be. I don't know why.
All back the patch.
Oh, I think we do.
All back the patch.
All back round patch.
It might be the alcohol. Who knows?
It could be. There was
Might play a part.
There's a sentence in here that came as a bit.
Oh, very upsetting. Very upsetting.
I mean, obviously,
it's not a shock. It's just upsetting.
I am here, as you see between two thorns, Millwall supporter from South London, and yet,
South East London, if you don't mind.
really? Okay. So it's going to get worse when apparently you've got dulcet East London tones.
Charming East London. I've memorised the phrase. Charming East London.
I did consult a lawyer, and it was decided we'll leave it where it is.
Well, welcome to West Ham. See you next season. You can sit next to me at the ground. You'll have a spare seat next to you, obviously, at the den there.
Yes, indeed. He'll be missed. He'll be missed.
But of course, thanks as ever to Pat.
Yeah,
brilliant. And how about
Such a good sport. Wonderful sport.
And the front of GQ, no less. Don't get him confused with him. That's Ben Affleck. That's Patrick Murphy. The Square.
Big difference.
And this was Clobbered.